Hi everyone, welcome to episode number 6 of this series where I build an AI agent for Dativ in public. As you can already see, I'm leveling up my content game. This is my co-working space. It's near to my house. And as you can see on my screen, I just rendered the demo video that I have created for this particular project that I'm doing. And what we will do is basically create a very nice little demo so that we can show exactly where we're going. What you will see in the next couple of minutes, probably I'll re-record it so that I can walk you through the entire code that I've done before. It's like this. So now we have pretty much a UX that is much better than the one we did in episode 5. Especially this app was a big saver. It was a good idea that we went from a Chrome extension idea to a desktop application that takes the coordinate clicks. I still do not have the time to build the click capturing and the voice capturing. It's still kind of like I'm going and taking all these clicks and capturing all the clicks and simulating it. So, and I also started pushing it on our GitHub repository. So basically you will see all of these code sometime when I make it open source. Well, I will play the actual demo I created, or I will link the demo. That's much better than if I run it again. But I have like certain more ideas about like these activities and logs and so on that I've done already, or the way we upload invoices and how things work. One more thing that I would like to mention is that I started talking about this on my YouTube channel in meetups in Berlin, basically. So I have had a meetup here 5 days ago where I did a very detailed talk about this, where I went through this diagram I created. Perhaps it makes sense that I explain this diagram a little bit in more detail. So this diagram,
like what are sequences?
So basically the whole idea of this diagram is to give the big picture. So let's go through that. All right, so basically I did this some times ago, so I will just explain this diagram in this video so that you guys following the series can also see. So basically we're using robot.js, simulating all the clicks and typing, as you already know, on a UI that is basically on a Docker container that can be horizontally scaled. This can be done on both browser and desktop, as you already know. And it notifies whenever a human in the loop is required, so that the human can go and do the clicks in typing. And when a sequence fails, this particular area, which is kind of like the brain behind it to unstuck that thing and put it back, is gonna be there pretty much later. Since I work only on it for a couple of hours per week and I have a couple of other projects, I'm still looking for contributors. So if you are an engineer and you would like to contribute on this project, please reach out to me on amosire.com. And then we store all these sequences somewhere in a database. It's an abstract diagram. We still exactly don't know which database we'll use. This will be a collaborative task that we'll do with the developers that we'll see. So I was explaining this and how the code works. That's all on that YouTube video that we went through just now, this one. And also people in the crowd asked if I can automate something like Berlin municipality website and take an appointment there. So there somewhere we are trying to do something with the Berlin municipality. All right, so that was that. There was also another workshop I did yesterday. It was a very awesome workshop. We spent like literally 4 or 5 hours without knowing it was 4 or 5 hours. These are some pictures. I haven't had a chance yet to go through it. I had a lot of great insights from people who participated. We had a lot of good vibes. People followed all the instructions. Although this was a kind of like no code or non-technical people were mostly in this workshop, but it was a great experience. What we did here was we built a voice agent, and then particularly on this particular one, what we did is Shruti created one voice agent, and my voice agent that's on my website, we lit this thing to talk with each other.
And managing the chaos that comes with having two little
so it was so interesting.
Like, and the other mostly just feeding and sleeping. How's your day so far? Anything exciting?
It sounds like you have a lively household. As for me, I'm always excited to learn about new technologies and advancements in AI. Have you come across any interesting developments or projects recently?
Absolutely. In the world of AI, there's always something new and exciting happening. Lately, I've noticed a lot of buzz around AI agents and their increased use in businesses, especially for small and medium-sized enterprises. It's fascinating to see how these agents are...
So basically, that was the entire workshop about. I will actually edit that workshop and put it on my YouTube channel, but since this is particularly for blind clicks, the series, I'd like to stay a little bit more focused here. So let's go through a few changes that I have done lately. Now, by the way, if you guys remember, I had a lot of problem with copy-pasting things around. What I discovered is that the terminal here is basically a better idea to spin off our ngrok. So we don't need to take a screenshot of this, paste it in ChatGPT and take the text back out. So it will work from here. But the only thing is that we cannot spin off the entire ExpressJS app from there because of this one reason. I'll explain it. Only the server can be spun off from inside the container, but the ngrok can be spun off from outside the container, from cursor, basically from my MacBook. The reason is just a display parameter that we'll pass. We will have to do it like so because this entire screen should be headless. This entire container needs to go headless. It's not required for this container to be alive in order for this to work. So that's one important aspect. The other important, everything else, like in here, the code that you will see, it is just nothing but clicks and clicks and clicks. I created this file. You will see all the S3 and the Git repository anyways. What else I have done is, like here on this page, on this Next.js project, it's also nothing but all this UI that you see here. It's just a nice UI to have. So for example, here if I kind of like simulate something, I have like a specific workflow created here. I have some invoices I want to upload. If I say, can you please upload these invoices in Dativ? Then it basically goes over, opens the Firefox, and here you can see basically all the communication that's happening. Oh, indeed, one more thing. What I have done is I changed the ExpressJS to a WebSocket because of a good reason. The back and forth communication can stuck in such a scenario. In this moment, I need to log in here. So it is an indefinite number of seconds. A WebSocket was initially a good idea. It was already in my mind, to be honest. But as you see, like in the last episodes, I was like always in the last minute building these episodes for the series. So I never cared about changing it to WebSocket. So that was the next thing that we did. Now it's totally running on a WebSocket. You'll see it. One thing that I will need to do is about the reverse proxy. In the next episode, I think it makes sense that we start putting things in a stable manner. We will have like kind of two routes where to go. Either we stabilize our development, create a make file, create whatever it takes so that this entire development setup with the Docker container that runs basically this Mata distro of Linux and basically whatever it takes, that web top thing to spin off, so that you guys, anyone who wants to contribute, can spin off such an interface and go on with it. That is one way, so that we enable more developers to contribute on this project. The other way is that we take this project and then put that idea of capturing clicks, capturing voice, transcribing it for the LLM later on, and capturing screenshots. So the idea I have for this little project, this is an Electron.js project, is that we may turn this into a screen recorder, but as kind of like a specialized screen recorder. We start recording a sequence, and then that sequence will be captured, all these X and Y coordinates will be captured, and in a given requirement, for example, let's go here. For example, here I say, click on invoice date drop-down, also known as Rechnungsdatum, and dative. Now, that could be coming from the voice, like from the microphone. And that X and Y coordinate could be coming from here. So the idea is that we will have like a proper screen recording, that the entire screen recording is captured, and every single every single frame of that moment that we say, now click on generate new QR code. Now you will have a new QR code for login. So all of that data that we are capturing will be needed for where is it? Here, for this LLM. So basically that LLM that will resolve any blockage. If there is a blockage in these sequences of clicks, then we will have a vision fallback to an LLM. And that will basically be done with this tiny Electron.js app, or at least that will, this tiny Electron.js app will provide data to that LLM that later on will be used for unblocking the entire thing. So that's pretty much for episode 6. I've done a lot of work here. I'm sorry I couldn't do it like the way I mentioned, that I will turn on recording and work on it, but I want to do this demo so that I can send it to one of the prospects I have. Actually, too, it was good in one of these meetings and talks and meetups I found some prospects to work with and take this project somewhere commercially so that we can have some financing going on for this, and perhaps hire a developer myself. I shouted out too many times on my LinkedIn. If I can find a sponsor or a contributor, nobody showed up. Maybe if I get some projects, I will hire an engineer somewhere in Pakistan or in India that I can afford paying a monthly salary, and continue building this project in public, and hopefully, obviously, whatever. My entire intention would be to push it towards an MIT license, so that this concept of click sequences with a vision fallback can be built in a way that it can be used by anyone, like on the top of perhaps operator and computer use as they mature. But they're more general use, they're more B2C use, this will be more B2B. So that's the whole concept. And I don't know exactly what will be for episode number 7, but this was it. I will see you guys next week. Bye.